There you go. Perfect. So, merch crown is full, but I want to keep some footage for crown because I want to upload it at the store tomorrow. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna be uploading as much as possible. Fuck, are you finished, Sheila, or no? I'm so tired of you bullshit, dude. I want to go sleep. You're not allowing me to sleep. What the fuck? Ah. Good, you're finally done. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I had a problem with the storage for so long, and I couldn't go sleep. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the last video of the day. I'm exhausted. It is 9:20. I've been up since 4 o'clock. Oh my god, this is great. This is where we have a great day. So this is the last video of the day, and I'm super happy. Not that I don't like making content, but there's a point where like, dude, ugh, what a busy day. So today, we're finishing with a movie review. It's kind of cool because the two movies that we're watching have to do it together. Yes, the hair is crazy. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna do another video after that. Yeah, I'm gonna do two videos for this one and another one. So great news. You know what? Let's do the movie. Forget about great news. We'll talk about something else. So I don't know why this morning I was in a father mode. So we have two movies, which is Father of an Invention with Kevin Spacey, and the other one is Forger. Now, well, I will admit that the Forger with John Travolta was way better, but the two movies were kind of enjoyable compared to yesterday. They were both really good. So let's start right away. I'm a bit tired, so I hope I'm not unpleasant, but at the same time, I want to get stuff done, bro. Yeah, and we had problem with the storage, and of course now I got the hiccups. So for an invention with Kevin Spacey, you see, because I have like my hairs are curly here. Father of Invention is actually kind of a good movie. It's a dude, and I did see that movie before, so it's not new. Forger was amazing, and I want to talk about how Forger was amazing, not in a way to put down, not in a way to put down Father of Invention, but they're both dads going to redemption. As a father, I relate to both. I'm not a father myself. As a man, I relate to the father version of me, which is relating to accents like that. I just think the road to redemption, the father does it better, and Forger, it's way better. So, a father of invention is the story of a guy, which is Kevin Spacey, that is an inventor. So people ask him like, what's an inventor? So you see, I'm going to see two products together, and I'm going to say, you know what, these two together will go really well. So then he creates a couple of good products. One of them, which is his most popular, is for his daughter, which is going to be super important later on. The rest, they're just to show, hey, I invented this, I invented this, I invented this. So nothing super important, but present. Just, just to show like, hey, we're here, we're here, we're absolutely here. So then he come up with an invention, which is the clicker, which basically allows you to watch TV. I'm gonna put a video on. No, you know what? I don't need to, because I'm uploading and I don't know if this one has volume or not. It does. Okay, so we don't need to. Sorry guys, you're gonna have a little bit of the YouTube. I wanted to upload. It's better when you stay in, right? I'm also watching drama because I was waiting for this video to freaking upload so I could get space, and then when it uploaded, I was like, yes. I was like, fuck it. I'm not waiting. I'm not uploading more from this phone. Biggest mistakes. I've been dealing with this for the last an hour. It's not that big of a deal, but still. So with Father Invention, you come up with this dangerous product, and then it's kind of cool because the guy who come up with the product, which is the inventor, the engineer behind it, it's like, dude, we need more testing. And then he doesn't listen. Kevin Spacey doesn't listen. So people end up cutting their fingers in the machine. It's very dangerous. But then he goes to prison for criminal negligence, right? His ex-wife has moved on. She not only has a new boyfriend, which is Daryl from The Office, or my favorite character in Pineapple Express. Just saying. Um, strong. Very freaking strong. Oops. Did you charge a little bit, you? 18%, you're not bad. You're not doing bad, I'm proud of you. Noise. Because I'm gonna need the battery pack tomorrow, because tomorrow we're doing a special video. I gotta focus. Because I go through this every single day. I go to bed, but I'm excited about the next day. I don't sleep that well the next day, I'm like, cannot do anything. Which sucks. And yeah. So, he goes out of prison. His wife has moved on. She lost everything. She has lost everything. So, and the coolest thing is, you establish this guy, which is Kevin Spacey, as this genius inventor. Ooh, that was not pleasant. My body is shutting down. I'm fat. And, my knees are hurting. My lower back is hurting. I'm complaining. You're not happy. I'm not happy. Nobody's happy. You know. So, the establishments have the big shot. But then, you have a problem. Because the establishments have a big shot that lost everything. So how did they lose everything? Well, the girl, she said, well, I did buy 499,000 of my own song on iTunes. So I gotta get a gold record on iTunes. Oh, this for 5 diamonds. Worth it. Worth it, worth it, worth it. So, then, he's broke. So he goes to his daughter. His daughter is living with 2 of her best friends. And, you realize that the daughter has kind of moved on from him, but the relationship is not easy. But the daughter is super cool. First of all, she's really pretty. But second of all, she's super cool. For example, she'll give him a coat, which he looks like a freaking fool. But just to make fun of him. As a revenge. And she kind of tells him, she's like, yeah, it's just to make fun of you. Which is super funny. The greatest thing about the movie itself, it's most of the movie is going to be between 2 plots. I am wanting to repair the relationship with my daughter. The guy ends up being friends with the 2 other girls, because again, there are 3 roommates. So he getting close to the daughter. And he ends up wanting to do an invention. So you see the invention which she really likes. That invention, there's a really funny joke in there. And because he had this one suit and he lost everything. So the girl, one of his friend of the daughter, she's like, hey, you need to change your clothes. The guy doesn't have money, so it's like, cool, I got very little money. So no problem, I got you something. And then, so he puts on the clothes, and she tells him, you look like an gender neutral, a DJ. And Kevin Spacey says, not the style I was looking for. And I did laugh for that. It's not because I know Kevin Spacey did some horrible things, but it's been decades. First of all, second of all, I liked him in House of the Card. That was before the whole thing came out. So I'm like, I like the guy as an actor. I like what he's doing. Do I like the person? I know who he is. I know who he was. I know who the media tells you who he was, but I don't know who he is right now. Right. So again, so the relationship with his daughter gets really good, which is kind of cool because she says, I believe in you. Then you realize that Kevin Spacey fucked it up because he took the name of one of the roommates to do a credit card, and he took the credit card and got $5,000, which he used to invest into his new product, right? And then, guess what? He betrayed the trust. So, this is the whole story then. He ends up doing something good, which is giving away the money and buying the house so his daughter can live in it. So he does a lot of good action, and he realized that the invention was never there. The invention that counts was my daughter, and the daughter listened to the speech, so it's kind of cool. The movie itself is great when it comes to the effort it's making. The guy is clumsy. The guy knows he fucked up, and there's a difference with Forger. It's just another story. It's a father that knows that his son is about to die, and he says, well, we don't have that relationship because I spent a lot of time in prison. I'm going to repair the relationship, first of all, but second of all, I'm going to make sure that he gets to live his fantasy before I go, which is kind of cool. So, with the father of invention, Kevin Spacey knows that he's fucked up, so because he knows that he fucked up, in a position where he constantly like is hesitant. He's like, well, she possibly don't like me. She possibly don't care. And her friend are telling him like, no, 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 go ahead. What is really cool is he helped both of the daughter, not both the daughter, but both of the roommates. That way, he can put some effort. The daughter's not receptive to the effort, but he still put in effort, which is kind of cool. And that's a movie. The flaws was there's a lot of emphasis on the ex-wife, and it's just to show like, well, hey, I was a present parent. I'm a good parent. You're not. I kind of felt bad because I was like, dude, the guy did an invention. You think he did it on purpose? I am gonna cut people's fingers with my invention. No, of course not. I just feel bad. I just also there's other scenes that are not super pertinent, right? For example, there's a scene where there's a guy that says, "Hey, I know who you are. I know that you're Axel something, and I know that your product, your name is blacklisted, but I also know that you did some good invention, and I know that people are gonna pay attention if it's you behind it. So you're gonna make money regardless. If it's a bad product, you make me money. If it's a good product, you make me money." So this guy gives Axel a chance, and Axel takes it. So you spend one of the movie establishing that he's a badass and that he was rich, that he had. Oh my God, I'm so great. His daughter does a fundraiser, and he does a speech, and it was like, wow, what a great speech, because that's Axel. He's a seller, right? So then, what happened with that is there's there are moments where it's shown as a character build up, as a character, which is kind of important. They do a good job at saying like, hey, this character, nobody's doing, but then you step on him a lot, and it's kind of this feeling of the father is doing well, but then he's not doing well. So for example, he has this machine with the inventor. It's like, hey, this is a watch. You can have a GPS, you can have a game, right? And then when he does his pitches to everybody, and everybody still is somebody still. This is another good joke. He goes to a bank, and he goes for a land, borrowing money from the bank. And then he says, okay, well, this is a big amount. I need to ask my boss. Then he takes a look at the boss, and she's missing. Yeah, so he goes away, which was funny to me. Not that she was missing something, but because of the implication that it means. Also, what I really enjoyed about the movie is he pitches his idea and then it gets stolen, which you don't feel bad because he would have done the same thing. But there's really sad moments. For example, with the inventor. The inventor puts a compass on it, and people like, and the Asphalt, like, which is Kevin Spacey, says people still use compass. I'm like, well, I used it when I was a kid. And the guy is old, so you can tell, like, okay, well, yeah, there was a long time between those two, right? But he doesn't say, and then the inventor, which is really sad, ask him, did I do okay? So then you realize that the inventor possibly didn't have confidence, and possibly there was a bit of manipulation in the past from Kevin Spacey. Which is implied because when he looks at the inventor, he feels sad. When he hears this, did I do good? You feel bad and said, yeah, you did fantastic, don't worry about it. Now, that's a good movie. I don't give notes, but I'm going to give some tonight. Because I'm going to talk about The Forger in a very positive way. And I don't want you guys to think that Father of Invention wasn't that good. Jenny Knoxville also has a good role. So, it's kind of cool because it presents itself almost a comedy, right? Forger was fantastic. John Travolta is fantastic, dude. Fantastic. So the forger is sort of a guy, and he's kind of like a mafia, kind of a gangster, right? And he has 10 months to do to his sentence, and then he asks a favor to the wrong people. He's asking the favor for a gangster, and the movie itself is a lot of action movies because it's hurting. Everything is hurting, dude. I'm sorry, guys. Come on, Inky. We have 10 minutes left. Come on. Be a man. Okay. We're good. We're Gucci. Perfect. What am I doing here? Okay, no search. What was it? I think it was... That sounded like VODs. No, it's not Frenchie. There's no way. There's no way it's Frenchie. Oh, Frenchie, don't want to answer, okay? It is Frenchie. Okay. Ugh. Luckily for us, we uploaded from Frenchie. Luckily for us. Sorry, I have like 10 phones. And they are pretty much full all the time. All the freaking time. So now what I have to do, I have to go with this one. And I have to go with the YouTube Studio. I have to go with, yeah. I have to write down Frenchie. Good. Frenchie, which is what? Okay, so what is this? This is 226. There you go. Perfect. Oh, I'm a dumbass. This is the last one. I thought I uploaded more than that, but I didn't. So I do have storage for 2 hours, but I also have to do a video tomorrow morning when I wake up. So I'm gonna have to be smart about this. Good. So yeah, so like I was saying, the Forger is the story of a guy, and he goes to see Mafia. Like, hey, I need to go out. And people are telling him, hey, you're so dumb. Why did you do that? Then you get the truth. His son has a tumor, and he's about to die. Right? So because he's about to die, his father wanted to see him one last time. The movie itself is great. What is the flaw? I thought that the ending was kind of shitty. The last 40 minutes is shitty. When the movie is 2 hours long, it's a third of your movie, right? So the father goes in, and his father's like disappointed, like, why did you do that? Why did you ask those people for money? It's, I'm not allergic, but I have a reaction to them. Next video, I'm going to go inside. I will do the Final Fantasy video today. So yeah, so everybody in the movie wonders why, and I have that he doesn't tell people. The only person that knows is a cop. So there's a cop that goes into the bar. It's kind of weird. The way the movie is set up is super weird, right? Because basically he gets out of prison, right? The goal is he's forging. So what he does is he takes the original piece of painting, there's a copy, and they replace the original with the copy, right? That's not even the B plot. That's a C plot, right? So it's not super important. So you meet the cop at the beginning. She's an undercover. You realize that she's undercover, and it's like, okay, well, guess what? And she does the job for us. So whenever we know who is he selling to, she does a job. Whenever there's somebody that is doing something criminal, she does a job. So the main guy feels like a dumbass that doesn't know anything. And there's it does make the main character seem like he doesn't care, which is possibly the case because he wants to see his kid no matter what. But it makes the character like careless, and that's not a good thing. So then he goes to the father. The father's like, okay, well, what's the price? He said, okay, well, this is it, the price. And he says, okay, well, you're dumb because you could have done so much better. And so that's the whole storyline. So this is uploaded in a couple minutes, which is great. Great. I did that, I did this. I don't know what I just did. Dude, I'm just gonna forget. Merchant, you told me that you... Okay, no, never mind. So I don't know what it is. Okay, we can spend a couple minutes without uploading. No, we can't. I wanna go sleep, dude. Okay, good. Okay. I can upload something. I'm so sorry, guys. I had a long day. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy about what I do. I'm happy about my life, but I have long days. Over here is what? 1:19:55. I already uploaded you. Okay. I can actually upload you. I didn't think about you. Haha. Okay, that's a good idea. That's a great idea, actually. Yeah, that's a perfect idea. Okay, perfect. Nice. I know you're not done. Nice, that's great. Okay, so now we're gonna do something. What am I doing? Because I'm recording so much, I constantly need to upload. It doesn't matter where I upload from. Because we're filming anywhere from 120 hours per day. How? I got 10 phones. Okay, so that's a day 200 and... I think this is good though. No, I don't want Chrome. I don't care about Chrome. Okay, so what is it? It's last one we did was 5:15. Good. Okay, okay, perfect. Say day 285 resistance reborn part 1 and part 2. It's not a lot. It's 2 hours and a half, which will take me literally 40 minutes to upload. I'll be done by tonight. Okay, good. So with the forger, what is really good is that the relationship with the father and the son, even with the grandpa. So the grandpa is this old school, like not necessarily gangster, but this old school, like tough guy. And what is beautiful is not necessarily movie about the father fixing his relationship with his son, is the whole family fixing itself. The father, which is John Travolta, doesn't have the best relationship with his dad. Doesn't have the best relationship with his son. The way John Travolta does is the highlight. His acting is fantastic. The character is well written, but sadly, it's possibly the biggest saving grace. So, for example, the kid, the one that has cancer, he's not interesting, but he is very like negative. So he comes in and he said, "Listen, you're gonna die soon. What I want to do, I'm gonna take care of everything." No, that's not true. They go to cancer thing. I'm so bad at telling the story. So now that we know what the job is, right? He's doing a Monet, which is very famous. And now that we know what the job is, it's like, okay, well, I want to spend that with my kids. So he tells his kid, and they go to a cancer meeting, 5% batteries. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. You wonder why I'm gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. Voilà. Good. Frenchie, you died. And we're back. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it's not, I'm not, I don't want to complain because that's not the goal of this video, nor the goal of life itself. Yeah. It's a lot of small things, but they add up. So, the relationship between the father is really well made. For example, Gingerbread is super cool, but it goes to a point where it's not believable. For example, the cops will think he's a good dude, and because he's a good dude, she'll help him. No, he's a crook. They bribed the judge to get him out. She knows that. First of all. Second of all, um, so for example, the mom of the kid. So you go to a cancer treatment, and then you see a Make a Wish kid, and then the father is like, "Hey, wouldn't you like to do that? That would be cool, right?" And the kid's the son is like, "No." I call him the kid, but he's like, I think he's like 16 or 17. I don't know. Uh, and he's like, "Well, it's embarrassing." So you know what? You get three wishes. You can do what you want. So the first one is, uh, so it's just such a good movie. The first one is you want to go see his mom. So John Travolta finds his mom, beats up some people to get the information for his mom, and then he leaves. The mom ends up the supper. She ends up being a junkie, right? And then the kid's like, at least I meet my mom. And says thanks to his father to not be a junkie. He says thank you for not popping pills and not being addicted to anything. So it's kind of good, but at the same time, you saw the mom. So it's not the show, and this is properly done because the mom's a junkie, sucks, he's disappointed. The father kind of asked him a couple of times because she seemed high. Are you're okay? Knowing that nobody wants to see his parents get high, and the kid's like, yeah, yeah, I'm good. But at least he checked, right? Which I appreciate. What is next? What is else? What's a good thing I can talk about? Well, he takes his son to a whorehouse. Yeah, whorehouse. Even then, the police officer. This is kind of stupid because the police is like, oh, he's taking a minor to the whorehouse, and instead of stopping him before he goes in because she cares about him, she allows him to go in. And then he's like, okay, we have to go. The cops are there. You still pay for sex when? Okay, so I've been watching a lot of cops. I've been watching a lot of Trailer Park Boys. There's a lot of prostitute in Trailer Park Boys. You'd be surprised the amount of prostitute there is. It's not about having sex with prostitute that's the problem. The crime is soliciting prostitutes, which is an exchange of money for sex. You don't have to have sex. She did. The old man is a badass. There's a couple of cool scenes with the old man, uh, getting his food, getting the material, and a couple of cool scenes. Nothing worth mentioning, but the old man is cool. One of my favorite part of the movie is it's just a it's just fun. So there is his girlfriend that he had. The kid has a girlfriend, and this girlfriend's a sweet girl. But it's like she's trying to make me jealous. She's smiling to other dude, and both the dad and the granddad are like, "You're stupid. You're stupid." They're She's just being nice, and he goes back to her, and she's like a sweet girl. So you're happy for him. And one of the better parts, so the son asked the granddad, "Why are you and my dad always fighting?" And then the granddad said, "We're not fighting. So you never hug, you never talk, you never tell each other that you love him." And the granddad's like, "I don't do that," but he knows. And at the end, what he does is he goes to see his at the graveyard. He goes to see his wife. He said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I love you. I know I never said it, but I do." And to me, that was good. Why? And it was just good. I'm noticing that I possibly have some delightful cereal. Should be checking that out. I'm not focused. No, that is possibly is a good box of cereal. Anyway, and that's it for the Forger. A great movie, but it's more of a movie that you watch and like, wow, this was cool. And I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Dom Link Ishibang. Welcome to the last of the day. Oh, what a day, guys! What a day. And today is a kind of a good news and a bad news. So the last video of the day is a new game alert. I like to show the game when I talk about that, but it's not a game that I have. It's a digital copy that I own. So first of all, let's get the negative out of the way. That way we can take advantage of the positive. That was quick. I'm gonna say it again. Let's talk about the negative. That way it's done, and we can talk about the positive. I'm starting a new game. This doesn't mean that I'm giving up on Final Fantasy 12. This doesn't mean that I'm giving up on Devil May Cry 3. That doesn't mean that I'm giving up on Tiny Tina. So why are we starting a new playthrough? Um, Lately, life has been going on. Okay, so we got this new phone. I got this because it was Prime Day. Tomorrow I might be buying a new phone. Why? Because one of the stores is closing and it's having a great deal. There's a phone I'm gonna buy it because I might get 40% off and 50% off, so I can get a really good phone which can give you quality content for cheap, which is the goal, right? Because if you can do something great without breaking the bank, it's great. If you can do something great, but you have to break the bank, sometimes you have to break the bank, but if you can avoid it, you can avoid it. So also, what does that mean? Well, we had a bit of playing this game, The Tower, which is my favorite game, my favorite mobile game. I'm addicted. I love this freaking game. However, it's very time consuming. I'm uploading a shit ton per every single day. It is super tough, and we have trouble keeping up sometimes. I'm gonna be honest, okay? So one of the bigger problems that I have is my Switch is always full. If it's not this phone, it's this other phone. If it's not this other phone, it's this other phone. If it's not the first phone, it's a fourth phone. So it's complex. And because those two playthroughs are, the two playthroughs are dying often. So now you know what you're saying. Why are you talking about another game? Why are you talking about giving up on a game because you want to play another game? And then talk about how you play that game for other games. These are background. You can see, look, you have all of these, and I don't need to press them. The only thing that I need to press is this one and this one, which is this one. Sorry, I didn't show you. And if I buy a phone tomorrow, then I'm gonna have to do it again. So we're looking for a game that is less interactive. Now, I have been, I don't know why, my algorithm is full of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, which is seriously a good game. Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. I'm so sorry. Good. What is that? I think it's the pots, right? Okay, diamond, diamond, diamond. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So, not only are we dealing with the, and I'm sorry if I sound complaining, just a lot. I also shouldn't do this video when I'm tired like that, because I'm more positive in the morning. I swear to God. So the goal is, because again, I was playing Fortnite yesterday. I was having problem because I kept on dying, or I kept on having warning. Hey, this phone is full. And my issue isn't that the phone is full. I don't mind. My issue isn't that we're having problem. I don't mind. It happens. My issue is the simple fact that it's a lot, and I cannot do even if a Fortnite match, which is anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how quick you die. I can't do it without. I died here. Hey, I had to pay attention to this. So I was looking for something that's a bit more chill. I said, okay, what's much more chill? RPG are usually chill, really chill. Okay, what RPG could I play? And then, like I said, in my algorithm, so the truth is what? The truth is, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Super simple. Honesty is this policy. And I'm gonna be able to give a shout out to a person that deserves it, in my opinion. In my opinion, this person deserves it. In my opinion, this person is fantastic. And in my opinion, you know what? This person is worth it. So this person is Rascal. There you go. Rascal. Super
interesting. Are not like the same person. Roxas is the nope.
Super interesting guy, has W takes, is very invested in the lore. See, I can't even pay it. I can't even stop looking because I'm afraid I'm gonna die. Stupid. I have 10 playthroughs, so that's my fault. I understand that. Yeah, this guy. This guy talks a lot about Final Fantasy. So I was watching him yesterday, and I ended up having a shit ton of video for Brave Exvius. Realized Brave Exvius, which is a mobile game. Realized that Brave Exvius did not no longer exist, but it gave me the one for Final Fantasy. Now with Final Fantasy, I'm already playing the 12. 12 is too interactive still. So I really need a turn per turn. So when I'm playing, I'm playing. When I'm not playing, when I'm getting hit, I get to do what I need to do, which is again like a drug addict, but still. I don't like calling myself that, but that's what it feels like, and that's possibly what I look like. So, yeah, I'm gonna observe the truth where it is, right? So, now I am extremely thankful because I bought the Pixel remaster about a year ago. We did the first game. Second game, what happened? Second game, I fell into depression. Yeah, so I couldn't finish that game. The second game in itself, I'm stuck because I was pretty far. I was more than halfway through the game. So I'm like, okay, well, I know the main plot. I know most of everything. So, am I ever gonna play the game? Yes. Is it gonna be this year? Is it gonna be next year? No. Yeah, we're gonna do. The plan is to play them in like 5 or 6 years, 6, 7 years, and to do challenges. For example, with the first one, to do only one class, only one character, right? That'll be the goal. Um, but then, if I'm not playing the second, this will remaster. I'm getting to play the third one. The third game is a game that's very important to me. When I say very important, it is so meaningful. You guys have no clue. So I'm gonna tell you the story of the third one, and I'm gonna say how excited I am to play. I'm gonna say what we're gonna do with the playthrough, right? So we're coming back about I want to say 15 years, right? So 15 years ago, I got my first phone, which is a pretty decent phone. I gotta say, pretty decent, right? And then wait, that's not correct. There has to be wait a second. FF3, FF3. Yes, it was released when. Okay, Give me a sec. Okay, DS. Release date. You don't even tell me the date. Ah, I have to go on Wikipedia. Okay, I understand. It was released. They're telling me this is the non. Yeah, no wonder. DS release date. Um, July 28th. No. See, this is so dumb. You tell me everything that I want, but what I need. Okay, so it's 2006. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So Final Fantasy 3, which is amazing, right? So, my mom used to buy me a lot of games. One thing that she bought me was Final Fantasy 4. Problem with Final Fantasy 4 was I didn't speak English, right? My mom, bless her heart, was a bit too trusting. So in 2026 or 2027, 2020, 2006, 2007, I don't remember. She buys me a DS, Nintendo DS. And guess what is the? I'm not even joking. What is the first game that I have on it? Final Fantasy 3. I swear to God, that was the first game that I ever got. Like, oh my God, this is so cool. I like the graphic. I really enjoyed it. Right. However, I wasn't allowed to take the DS with me because my father was gonna confiscate it. I was like, okay, well, fuck that, right? So here's what happened, right? My mom would check the DS and I didn't take it, but she wouldn't check the Game Boy Advance. And I took the Game Boy Advance. I could play. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. So that's I only had Final Fantasy 4. I think I have Dawn of Soul, but I didn't like Dawn of Soul. Dawn of Soul for me was a bit of a weaker game. Don't ask me why. That's just the way I felt, right? Final Fantasy 3 was a bit of a mess because when I got it in 2006, I was 13 years old. Didn't speak English, so yeah, I was raised in French. So start years later, I'm not allowed to take my DS. But what I'm able to do is what my Game Boy Advance, and I start really getting into. I start really getting into the fort. The fort was my favorite, and I gotta say, and I'm sorry to say, one of the better games that I ever played was Final Fantasy 4 on DS. You had special skills. For example, you could teach a character counterattack by reaching a certain point in the story. And if you were smart, what you would do is you would put on Yang, because Yang could hit everybody. It was crazy. So Final Fantasy 3, come back to this. It was a weird game for me because it was a game that I played on a DS and I didn't know how to play. I didn't know it was one of my first Final Fantasy experience that I really gave myself into. It just felt like a great game, but also it felt very tedious, very nuts. And speaking of Final Fantasy, this was the first game that I played of Final Fantasy that had good graphics, which is technically not true because I played Kingdom Hearts, which had great graphics on PS2. So moving forward, I played the third one. Years later, I'm on emulators. I played the third one because I'm like, you didn't play that game that much. My problem with the third is I did prefer the fourth one. However, the third itself has so many great things. So many great things. For example, in the third, what is super cool. In the fourth, did the same thing though. In the third, you realize that there's two sets of crystal, right? And then there's a part in the third where you meet four brothers and they're kind of cuckoo, they're kind of weird. Like, okay, well, these guys are weird. These guys are odd. Then you realize that no, they're not odd. You realize at the end of the game, if you do a specific dungeon, so the end of the game, the final boss is True Darkness, something Darkness, Queen of Darkness. I don't remember. It's been too long. And you realize that if you do a couple of bosses more, what happened? The four warrior of darkness. It's four warrior of light, four warrior of darkness. So Zond steal all the crystal, which is the bad guy. Zond is the bad guy, but then Zond is that goal base, so you know. And you steal the crystal, and then they're telling you like, well, there's still a chance. There's the dark crystal. Oh, you're right. There it is. Okay. So then you meet. There was four warrior of light. There's four warrior of darkness, which is Kingdom Hearts. And if you can help them, and when you do, they go and hit the final boss. Final boss is a pain in the ass. I never beat it. Why? Because you need to get the ribbons, and I never bothered to check where the ribbons were. So I had two. From that, two character was surviving. What's my favorite part of Final Fantasy 3? The end. Why? There's a dungeon. I don't remember the name of the cave, but you basically have ultimate weapons. So you basically have Basamune. You basically have you have every single weapon for every single class. Final Fantasy 3 also you could dual wield weapon, which was super cool because I was like, okay, well, why wear this? There was also my first experience with classes, and again, I was a kid. I didn't understand English, so I did the class that I liked the most. My only problem is there is some fight, for example, the Gyarados fight, where you have to be a dragoon. So I kind of despise that because he's like, dude, let me be the class I want to be. Also, DS Remake didn't have Onion Knights, and I heard they're super cool to play, so I am definitely going to be using Onion Knights. And yes, I'm super excited to play this. So why is the third one so exciting? The fourth one is my favorite game. Oh my god, the fourth one is my favorite Final Fantasy game. However, I have to say 15. If it was better put at the end with my favorite game, fourth overall is my favorite because it's finished. The third one is a great game that I feel like I should have played more. So I played to the first couple of stages multiple times. Yeah. But I finished the game only once. Yeah. So I feel like playing this. Now the good news with Final Fantasy 3 is what? The good news with Final Fantasy 3 is I can do speed up, I can do auto battle, so I will be able to build playthroughs to a degree where I don't have to worry about shit. Now, also the goal is what? The goal is if I'm lucky, and only if I'm lucky, I'll get to completely empty the phone, or as close as I can of emptying the phone as possible. That would also be important. There's a place we're going tomorrow. There's a lot of Wi-Fi. I don't know how good it is, but we're gonna test it tomorrow. And yes, so the goal is to play the third, see how far we can get, then to play the fourth, my favorite game. Then we take a break. Fifth was good, but it's not my favorite. Why? The fourth was very dark. The fifth one was very light, very comedic. So I'm like, I don't know what I prefer, you know. But if I have to play a game, I want to get the emotion. So I'm excited for the third. We're gonna start it tomorrow. We're not giving up on any playthroughs, but I have to be honest. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. It's what time? Please, just give it to me, bro. 10 o'clock. Oh, no. I get to sleep 10 hours, though. We're good. 7 hours. Okay.
Batterie, puis j'ai manqué de courant. Le courant est censé revenir peut-être vers l'heure du souper. Donc, s'il y en a qui veulent prendre des commandes, c'est le moment entre ce moment.
Gars, mon frère, lui, c'est sa vie de famille, là, il était détruit, man. Sa femme l'a laissé accès son camp, puis il s'en entendait pas peur. Tu sais, puis.
Oh, she does it like this.
Tu sais, gars, mon frère, lui, c'est sa vie de famille, là, il était détruit, man. Sa femme l'a laissé accès son camp, puis il s'en entendait pas peur. Tu tu sais, puis là, il était pogné avec son bateau. Tu sais, juste vous dire, là, à quel point... Ah, je sais pas si je devrais dire ça. Mais il m'a dit ça cette semaine, puis je me rappelais pas de ça.
My house is from modern new house extra house 高科技的街上堆满车子长长的一对对赛马 house dust 纷飞中
Still be here, I swear I'm gonna be
Start with Warrior.
Don't tell your dreams to everybody around. Some people smile but wanna see you down. Keep it quiet. Don't tell your dreams.
Start with Warrior.
Back off! Race.
Start with.
Don't tell your dreams.
It's been like this all day.
Des gens suivent qui c'est.
Cole, I need you to get it.
Shoot me, think.
Pas ma tête. Bon.
Everyone, and thanks for watching.
How did we say?
Tidy Cat's light.
I'll provide that.
She's going big. She's chosen the.
You again? A Dampier lives a difficult life. For Juris, it began at birth. With a bit of luck, Juris somehow managed to survive. But then, as you know, they don't live for long. After his adoptive mother passed away, Juris had no other option and survived by drinking her blood. But the world didn't make it easy for him.
Nasty. Why is he drinking blood from a smelly rat? Get out of our town. Hey, are you okay?
And that was how Chad Juris came to meet Rosa. When no one else would, she took him in and brought him to Nebula Village. It's where he lived and grew up and made a life of his own. Rosa had grown into a beautiful woman and Juris was smitten. Rosa never saw Juris in the way that he saw her. And then tragedy came upon them. Out of nowhere, the true Avamp appeared in the village. You again? A Dampier lives a difficult life. For Juris, it began at birth. With a bit of luck, Juris somehow...
Ouais, mais j'ai su son âge à soir. Fait que là, même dans l'âge du Chris, fait que
Lâche-le.
My roommate is J-Shock 9. J-Shock 9? Did I meet him yet? Oh my gosh, I have a completely new roommate. That's lit.
فيروز لو كانت بتاع. لعبة مفيول. الملعب.
Phantoman. This spot's
And we're back to streaming.
this spot's good. Ça la gang, It's not right, but it's okay.
No spot, we're playing Rugrats, bro.
Flatfish just got bailed out of jail, and I'm scared for my life. So recently, Flatfish punched Powinby dead in the face, but for a reason. Pow allegedly hasn't paid rent, and he called Schlatt fat. Pow literally got a black eye and went to the hospital. I mean, look at his face. He didn't look the best before, but now it's even worse. And this caused Vex Bolts to call the cops on Schlattfish. He ran from the police, and right before getting in the cop car, he said,
Yo, Beck, fuck me,
But then yesterday, Screedy bailed him out of jail. And Screedy said this to him.
Everyone on the team doesn't like you.
Everyone? Bro, why am I being thrown under the bus?
Hello?
Même 8 heures.
Ouais, 7 heures, c'est chill.
7 heures.
Tu peux aller refresh chez vous.
Ouais. À quel nom je le mets à Matt?
C'est ça, ouais.
Hmm.
63 high.
Okay, good. I'm not back. I'm never gonna be back. I'm never gonna be back. Don't blink, it's your buying.
Welcome up to the show. Hope you guys are doing well, having a wonderful day. We're about to die. Die. Yeah, you said it. About to die. Hope you guys are doing well, having a wonderful day. Day 290 in the pockets. What a day it is. We woke up at 4:40. It is 10:16 for a grand total of 18 hours. And from this, so pretty cool day. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go sleep. Before that, I'm gonna be uploading. I'm gonna try to upload for 6 hours. I don't know how much that entail, but hey. And tomorrow we got a cool day planned. Oh, okay, cool day indeed. But I have to charge our batteries. Night, Crown.